Welcome. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. So today I have one of my favorite things to design: interior spaces, indoor spaces. I just love making interior design, 3D designs. And so today I'm going to be working with two spaces. I'm going to be doing, I don't know, at first I was kind of thinking just to do a living room scene, but I think I'll do both a living room and a kitchen. So as you can see, this is going to be the kitchen scene and this is going to be the living room setup. You can easily find plants, furniture, vases, and a dining table in TurboSquid. Just go to TurboSquid, set up an account, type in the search whatever you're looking for: couch, vases, tables, chairs. They have a lot of really good 3D models, and so that would be the first step that you would do. So the next step, as you can see here, I've already built my structure, my setup, my scene. I've already built this, should I say, one bedroom apartment or one bedroom house, whichever it is. And so I'm just going to quickly run through to kind of break down how I actually got this way. So let's start with the image. So with this image here, the reason for this image is to add depth. Okay, to add depth, because at the end of so my main view is going to be this. So to set a view, you just go up here, click on camera bookmarks, and then you click on the plus sign, and then it would pop up a scene here and you just rename it. So this is my main view, and I picked this view because I want to have some of the living room here and some of the kitchen here showing, including with that depth. So this is kind of my, I don't know, I hope it works. I'm just trying to figure out how to add an outside scene, something that has depth but also you know, a little texture with the trees, a little bit more color, you know, with the leaves, but helping the scene look more realistic. And so this is kind of my cheat. It would pop a little bit more once I have lighting in there. But for now, if let's say I go to render and I click show to render right now, you know, it's really dark, so you can't really tell what's happening here. But once I get into video, the third tutorial, when I start working on lighting, it would kind of start to make a lot of sense. So for now, let's just turn this off, zoom out, and let's just quickly build this. Okay, so you press the key V on your keyboard, change to this. So that's what I'm here right now. I'm on the select tool, and then you click here on the models, and you're looking for, let me see, you're looking for, where is it? Hollow cube. Okay, and so once you have the hollow cube, you click on, I wonder what axis this is. This is the x-axis, and go up to 90 degrees, negative 90 degrees. Okay, bring it up to the base of the grid. You hover over this box, you press shift, click, and drag up. Okay, so I'll do it again. You hover over, press shift on your keyboard, click, and then drag upwards. And so that increases the size. So what it does, it increases the size on all of them. So if you look at size here, they are the same measurement. Okay, but if you just hover over, click, and then drag down, it just changes on the Z axis. So you can see here, you know, it only changes in one spot. Okay, so shift is to increase the sizing on all of the axes, and then just clicking on one side changes only one of them. Okay, awesome. So I'm just going to rotate this guy, let's say another 90 degrees. If I can get it straight, let's go. There we go. Okay. And so to drag like this, you can also click on your mouse, the mouse roller, click on it, and then you can be able to drag all around. Okay, so now I'm just gonna click this arrow, bring it down, set it on the base. I'm gonna click here, stretch it up a bit, click here, widen it up a little bit, and go here. So now to the back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press V on my keyboard and come up to the magic wand tool and make sure you click and hold on the magic wand tool. Make sure it's on tiny. So what that means is if it's on small, when you click, it would cover a lot more area. If it's on medium, it would cover a lot more area. So I want to cover just the back here, not here or here, just here when I click on it. So click back on it and you click here. So now you can see just the side is selected. Okay. So once it's selected, I press delete on your keyboard. There you go. Okay. And just leave this part. We're going to change this part. So before you change that part, click V again. Click away, click back on your box, and then Control C V. Okay, so make another copy, hover over the Y axis, click, and then pull back. Okay, let me show you what's happening. So let's just draw this one out. Okay, so I'm just going to reduce the size. So click here, and then there you go. So what this is going to be the wooden frame. So you can see there's a wooden frame here. Okay. So for the wooden frame, so for this one, let's go back to the wand tool, click in the middle here, delete. So now we have our frame. Okay, pretty simple. So once you have your frame, make sure it's selected again, go up to materials, scroll down under substance materials. These are default materials. Choose the chocolate brown. Okay, and there you go. So I press 1 on my keyboard, and I can also hover, I can also move around the scene. Okay, so once that is done, I'm going to press V on my keyboard, selection tool. Now the back of this one, select it, go all the way up the glass, click glass. Awesome. Then press 1 on your keyboard, and now you can see, now there is my glass drop. Okay, that's my glass frame. So basically this is what it does. I can just push this in there, and from the inside, voila, I have my glass frame and my glass. Okay, so now to the part of the image. So to get the image in there, press V on your keyboard, go up to models, pick the cube, click and drag. And so you want the cube to be the same size as the frame. Okay, select the frame. Okay, so what you do is you click on you click here, come down to X, copy, click on the cube, come down to X here, paste. Okay, and it's in there. Come back here again, Y, copy, come back here, Y, click on Y, Control V, paste. Come back again, copy, come to your cube, go to Z, Control V, paste, enter. Okay, so now we want to change the position. So you click on the x-axis, go to 90 degrees, -90, bring it up, and then this one to -90 degrees. And if you're struggling here, you just go to Z here on rotation, and then press -90. There you go. So that's a quicker way. I'm stubborn. I like to do the hard way. Okay. So once you have that, it is completely the same size as the wooden frame. So to align them, you click on this, the cube, press shift in your keyboard, and then click on the wooden frame, come over to align and distribute. And then this middle section here, double click on it, and now it's aligned. And then this here to bring it to the center, double click, and now it's aligned. Perfect. Okay, but then we don't want the cube to be like completely covering the wooden frame, and so I'm just going to reduce the size. Click on the y-axis, make it small a little bit. Okay, bring it back, 1 on the keyboard to change the view. Okay, so now I'm going to use a selection, the magic wand tool again. I'm going to select the front of it, then you come over to your scene and just name this one woods image. So forgive me, sometimes I'm really bad at naming my scenes, but I think it's very important that you keep track. Otherwise you're just going to have a bunch of cube 3, cube 4, cube 5, and then you don't really know which one is which. So this will just help you find what you're looking for fast. Under base color, click on that one, click on image, then select, and you go to the file where you have your image in there. So this is my woods image. Click open, and then boom, it's in there. But after it's added, that's not the end. You have to work with the offset and the repetition to size it out properly. Okay, so go back to the selection tool, or just press V on your keyboard. Okay, since it's still selected, we're gonna repeat. So look at what happens when you repeat. When you add, it reduces, so it's almost adding more of the image. Okay, so it is just repeating the image as many times as you want, but then we want it to repeat to a point where the size is good enough. Perfect, this looks like it's good. Yep, at 4:4. And so with the offset, this is for left, right, you know, to have it in the center. This is for up and down. Okay, but how it was before, I think at 0 is fine. So 0%. Awesome. So I'm going to press 1 again on my keyboard. I'm going to bring it to the side. I'm going to press V, and then I'm going to push it in. Try to have it somewhere here. Yeah, how does that look? I think that looks good. Yeah. And I'm gonna just take it out a bit. Perfect, I think that looks good. Okay, so just to keep these two together, both the frame and the image together, I'm just going to group them. So now click on the frame, press shift on your keyboard, and then click on the image also, and then come over to actions. You have a folder here, click on the folder, and then just double click to name it. So window frame and image. Okay, so now they're grouped, and so when you move them, they move all together. And so I'm just going to take it forward just about here. Let me just eyeball, and don't worry, I mean, on the back it looks upside down, but in the front it is fine. Okay, I'm gonna take this here just to align it a little bit. It's 1 on my keyboard. I'm gonna rotate and go inside, and boom, that looks pretty good. Okay, so just to add more depth to your room, you're gonna make sure you click on your main. So let's just call this main building or main block. Okay, and you hover over the y-axis, click, and then drag it out a bit. Perfect. Come over here. That looks good. So now to add this block, and the reason why I added this block here, now let me show you why. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to take it away. Okay, and then I'm going to pick my camera view, the one I set. So now look at what it looks like. It kind of looks off. It kind of looks like this doesn't really look like either a house or some kind of cabin or Airbnb out in the woods somewhere. It just kind of looks like the house or the building is in the ground. It just doesn't line up properly. To the eye, it just looks off. So that's why I kind of put the block there to kind of take away that distraction from the overall view. So let's put this thing back in there. Just bring it back here, line it up, and so now you can see it has, it's a lot better. It takes away your eye from the ground and just keeps it up here, you know, so that distracting view on the bottom here is taken away. And then on this wall or wooden structure, I will put some kind of design pieces to kind of still keep it as a distraction from this fake background. But hope you get the idea. Okay, so one again, press 1 on your keyboard, and then I'm just gonna go back here. Interesting. Let me try and run this first and see why the image on the back is upside down. Okay, that is super dark. I'm just gonna ignore that one. But you get the idea what I did. And so for that block, I basically found another cube and I just stretched it out. So 1 on the keyboard, V on the keyboard, select, hover over Z, then stretch it out. Okay. And click on the arrow. Okay. And then have it go here. So go back to material, then look for the chocolate brown B wood texture, and then go back inside, press V. Let me try to expand this a little bit. Expand it out a little bit. Okay. I think that's perfect. You can bring it in a little bit more. You can even increase the height of it a little bit. That's good. Maybe bring it down a little bit. Okay, perfect. And then with the dividing wall, I did the same thing. I used the block, I used a cube. So I'm just going to duplicate this one. So Control C, Control V. Okay, so bring that wall in here. Hover over here, click. Oops, that's the wrong wall. Hover over here, click and drag up to the ceiling. Bring it back this way. We bring it in a bit. Awesome. Just reduce the thickness of the wall. There you go. Perfect. So now it does have that feel of like there's another space in the back here and here. Oh, let me just change this wall. Material to Let's just put it matte. Let's leave it like that for now. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I did my scene here. Oh, to delete this side wall. So the reason why it's important, like why I deleted this wall on this side, was I need light to come from more than just one direction. So for now, if I left it this way, meaning light is only going to come from this area, from this side, which is not enough, because that way the space in the back here would be too dark, and here would just have all the light. So I just wanted it to have an even amount of light coming from both sides. Okay, so same thing, magic wand tool, click this wall, delete, click it again, delete, and there you go. There's your space. Perfect. I'm just gonna speed up this video and just set up my scene, and then I'll bring us back after I'm done. At the end of setting up my scene, this is what it looks like. I have my kitchen here. I have my living room. Pretty simple layout. When I come into my view that is up here, my view that I saved, main view. So this is the view that I will be rendering. So thank you so much for sticking in there. I hope this was really helpful. I hope you learned some really good tips and tricks. And now on to our next video.